Hello, this is Nevada and welcome to another video. Today we are doing another story. Well, basically we're doing a continuation of the Clockwork Plan, the first book in the Clockwork Chronicles. I've already done the first chapter, live streamed chapter 2 through 4. I'm going to read chapter 5 because when reading through this, it's a pretty long one. And I suppose you guys don't want to go through a whole chapter individually, and spicing it up a little bit would be nice. I'll probably do most of them in streams because all of the books are pretty long. This one has 38 chapters, the second one has 40 chapters, and the third one has 36. Unless I'm mistaken in switching them over. I have thought about making a fourth one, but I'm not sure. If you guys want me to, and if we make it to the end, I don't know. But it seemed to wrap it up pretty well. Third one. Alright, things can change. Things can change between now and then. And yeah. Contemplating, but I'm not sure. I could try to find a way to do it in a short story, but it feels more like a novel-like thing than a... But that doesn't matter right now. We're going on to the chapter 5. If you haven't read the other stuff, basically, the two of the four main characters, well, are brothers, and one of them, Sam, found a picture of a clock in his locker, right before his aunt showed up. And she told him and his brother Liam about people called the YouTubers and a few men that were trying to destroy them. If you've watched my Wonder Quest, who the season 3 villain is, could have been, I mention it. I mentioned who they are already, so spoilers. But not that big of a spoiler. It's not that big of a spoiler. You figure it out pretty quickly within the first 10 chapters. And yeah, and if you looked at my Twitter, you probably know when Dan will show up. As you technically already know who the other point of view is. Because yeah, I've been also looking into the Lovely World a little bit. In the even chapters, because I used to have Sam and Liam in their perspectives, but it got confusing when I added the other perspectives. Like, I could easily get Liam to explain what he'd been through as well enough. I'll get there. I did get there. Especially when I had to reread some parts to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Because apparently I changed Dan's hair color relatively recently. And I had to change some things in this third book a little bit. Not a big deal. Let's get started. I'm rambling. Chapter? Throwing a water bottle around. 5. No, I don't need to do any low voices yet. A few days passed as Sam walked home from another day of school, his mind wandering as he couldn't help but think about everything he had learned over the past few days. It was hard to imagine how his father couldn't see that his excuses for why they couldn't go didn't seem to line up. He wanted to protect them, but Sam didn't even feel safe, especially not when he knew this dangerous secret that he couldn't even tell his friends. But there was something else that was bothering him, and he couldn't seem to ignore it this time. You've been quiet the past few days, Liam told him as they turned a corner a corner of the wall used bath. Is everything okay? To be honest, I'm not sure, the boy admitted. Frustrated, the older boy admitted. But ready to tell anyone right then and there. Besides, he trusted his brother. Sure, he didn't want to worry him, but since he couldn't tell Rose about it, because his father wouldn't allow it, he needed to let someone know. And he doubted his father would understand how nervous he felt. You know when you get overprotective and you get blindsided? This is exactly what's happening. What's wrong? Liam asked, concern on his face. Thank you. I don't know, the older boy sighed. I want to think everything is okay. That we'll be just fine here. But I think Rose knows something she's not telling us yet. He's right about that. Do you think that... Thank you. Do you think there's another reason she came here? Liam asked. I'm not sure, but when she asked us to let her know if something went wrong, I've been unsure of whether or not I should have told her what I found earlier that day. What? What is it? Liam asked. Did it have anything to do with the question you asked? I think so, the boy sighed. I want to know for sure that I was wrong, so I don't have to worry about it. But now I'm not so sure anymore. Tell me what you found, Liam insisted. You can trust me. I know I can, Sam agreed with a smile. Then the smile faded as he looked around. I'm not sure how safe it is to talk about these things here. It's not wrong. Then we'll wait until we get home. Then you need to tell me, Liam said matter-of-factly. I want to be wrong, Liam. I really do, Sam sighed. But I think there's something going on, and I don't think Dad will do anything about it. Why not? Liam asked. Have you tried telling him about it? I'm afraid of what he might say, the boy admitted. He might think it's an excuse, like all the other excuses he's made to try to keep us from going. We are going to help them, right? Liam asked, looking at his brother curiously. I want to help them, or at least meet them and see for myself. I want to know what's going on and decide for myself. But I have a feeling that once we choose to help, there's no going back, Sam replied. I think that's what Dad's afraid of, Liam said quietly. Yeah, Sam sighed. But it can't be... But can't he see that we're old enough to make that choice for ourselves? Not in his house, we're not, the younger boy said with a shrug. We'll find a way, Sam replied. I have a feeling Rose is just as stubborn as he is. She could possibly get through to him, and he'll let us do it. You really think so? Liam asked. I hope so, Sam corrected. Liam nodded and smiled, reassured by the small amount of confidence that his older brother had. Sam walked with his brother. His brother down the path as they said nothing more. The boy knowing that he couldn't get away from hiding his unease from his brother. Liam could tell something was wrong. The older boy couldn't hide anything from him, especially not now, when Sam wasn't even sure that everything was as it should be. He couldn't help but get the feeling that he was being watched, that someone was keeping an eye on him. But he wasn't sure who or why. The feeling only got stronger as time passed, and he kept thinking about the picture he'd found in his locker, which he still had in his pocket. Told you it was important. It didn't take them very long until they found the end of the road and entered a clearing where they could see their home. Nothing seemed too out of the ordinary as Sam and his brother walked up to the door, but as the older boy reached for the handle, the door suddenly swung open, Standing in the doorway was their father. Uh-oh. Good, you're home, the man said coldly. He looked tired but determined. The man had stayed up every single night to make sure that their aunt didn't come to the house. He even took a break from work to make sure she didn't sneak in. So extreme. It was far beyond what was normal. But Sam couldn't argue. He didn't think it was a good idea to. Has she contacted you in any way? No, sir, Sam said simply, shaking his head. You're sure? The man warned, looking stern. It was a look that demanded obedience. We haven't heard from her, Dad, Liam replied. You really don't have to worry about us. I do, the man replied. I need to make sure you two don't do anything stupid and run off with her on a little mission of no importance. You don't know that, Sam said simply. I know more about this mess than you do. I care to, really. The man snapped at the boy, causing Sam to take a startled step back. Can we come inside? Liam asked calmly. Sam and I need to work on a project together. Ah, yes, very well. The man nodded and stepped aside. Sam caught the man smiling at him as the two boys walked inside. What? What? The younger boy led him to Sam's room and opened the door. Sam walked in and went over to his bed, putting his bag down by a messy, disorganized desk over by the window as he laid down onto the bed. Exhausted. You ready to tell me what's going on? William asked, closing the door behind him. Does Dad really have to go far to ensure that we can't go help the YouTubers? Sam asked as he stared up at the ceiling. I don't know, William said as he went over to pull back the chair that went to the desk, pushing the extra papers off the seat as he sat down. But he's clearly missing the fact that something isn't right. He's our dad. You should be noticing you're acting a little differently. He might think it's just a teenager thing, being we're still kids and all. Sam sighed, shaking his head like I'm sulking or something. Are you? Liam asked. You know something's up, Sam replied blandly. I should have told you sooner. You're telling me now, and that's better than never, Liam told him. Sam nodded and sat up in bed. Going to take a piece of paper. Grammarly! Can you stop with the articles? Going to take the piece of paper that was still in his pocket. Once it was in his hands, he unfolded it and handed it to his brother. I found this in my locker the same day Rose came here, Sam replied. I don't know what it is. I thought someone must have misplaced it, but I kind of wish I knew what Rose was about to say about what her friend found. If you didn't know, her friend found something similar and was kidnapped by one of the men. You'll find out who maybe a little later. And was tortured, interrogated. Yeah. Find out in the first book. You would find out in the live stream. To be honest, I didn't get too into depth with it. There is a short story that I'll read after reading this book. Like, there are a few, so you'll get more information from that, but it's not fun. Me too, Liam said with a frown. This picture looks pretty good, though. Fairly detailed. Nothing like I've seen in school. Clearly you haven't seen things. Exactly. the older boy agreed. And every time I look at it, I feel like it's somehow important. 'Cause it is. How so? Liam asked as he handed back the piece of paper. Sam folded it back up and put it back into his pocket. I got a goopy eye. I don't know, Sam sighed. But if what Rose said was right, it could be a plan to stop the YouTubers. But why would someone give it to you? Liam asked. As a warning? Threat? That's what I'm not sure about, Sam said, shaking his head. Something doesn't seem right about all of this. Someone knows we're here, and it doesn't seem like a good thing. We need to tell Dad about this, Liam said. No, the only one who's going to take us seriously is Rose, Sam replied. Dad is keeping her away. We should tell him, Liam pointed out. We can't just run off and look for her. That would be far too dangerous. True. What if there isn't any other choice? Sam asked. What if something happens and it's too late to tell her about it? There has to be a way out of this, Liam said with a sigh. A way to tell her so she has no choice but to act. Dad won't let us talk to her, and he told me that anything that we needed to ask her about could be brought to him. Sam replied, I'm not sure I can trust him to take it seriously. Could you try? Liam offered. I could, Sam sighed, shaking his head. You're a lot braver than you think, Sam, Liam said with a smile. You can do it. You told me. It's because you're my brother. You know I'd never lie to you, unless there was a really good reason to. Dad doesn't think much of us, and probably will think I'm making all this up. You don't know that, boy. You don't know until you try, Liam said. I'll be in my room, working on homework while you talk to him. Teenagers. Then again, I am a teenager myself. You don't want to come with me? Sam asked. This is your conversation, not mine, Liam replied. And Sam smiled and nodded, appreciating his brother's words. He knew when to step back and let him take the control, and he knew when he needed to step up and defend. Liam was right. This was his conversation. He was the one who didn't feel safe, who felt as if someone was watching him, that something wasn't right. He had to be the one to say something. He needed to be. Wish me luck, then, Sam said as he stood up, taking a deep breath, trying to reassure himself that he was doing the right thing, that he wasn't making a mistake. You can do this, Sam. I believe in you, Liam nodded, stood up, putting a hand on his shoulder. You just might be able to stop whatever horrible thing you think might happen. Sam laughed. Me? I'm just a 16-year-old kid who has no idea what he's getting himself into. And my brother, Liam said simply. Just because you're young doesn't mean you can't make a difference. Smiled. You got that from a book, didn't you? Do you realize how many books echo that theme? Liam asked with amusement. That means it's important. Can you think of any books that echo that theme? That means it's important. You're probably right, Sam said with a nod. Thanks, Liam. No problem, Liam replied as he watched as Sam walked over to his door. The older boy hesitated before going out into the hallway. Sam didn't try to think about what he had to do much until he was only steps into the main room. He hesitated again, listening to the uneasy silence that was in the room. Was his father in there? What would he do when he found out that his son wasn't doing what he was told to do? Dad? Sam called, finally getting the courage to speak as he rounded the corner and stepped into the room, finding his father looking out the window, standing in front of the couch like he had been when he first found him after he had made his aunt leave. The man turned to face him. This time, there was no cold or determination or anger in his eyes, just intrigue. What are you doing out of your room? I wanted to tell you something, Sam replied, slowly, going to get the piece of paper out of his pocket when he stopped. Look at his father's face with that of disappointment. This is about the YouTuber business. You know my answer already, the man replied. I know, Sam said, but I want to tell you about something that's been bugging me for the past few days. It has everything to do with the YouTuber business. You did, of course. Is that so? The man said, raising a suspicious eyebrow. And what is that? I found something in my locker a few days ago, Sam said, taking a deep breath as he took the piece of paper out of his pocket and held it up for his father to take. The man took it and folded it, looking at the picture carefully. At first I didn't think much of it, but ever since Rose told us about her friend, I feel like something bad might happen. The boy looked up at his father, who looked up at him and back at the paper. There was no expression on his face as he looked at the boy again. Sam watched in horror as his father ripped the piece of paper to shreds right in front of him, throwing them at his feet. They were nothing. You have nothing to worry about, boy, the man snapped. I don't want to hear you talk about it again. Am I clear? But, the boy insisted, shocked by the man's sudden tone of anger. Don't talk back to me, boy, the man sneered. You know better than to come to me asking me for help with something you have no proof of. That's just a picture of a clock, drawing of no importance to you. You just leave well enough alone. But what if it does mean something? Sam asked. How do you explain the feeling of being watched by someone? And if someone's waiting for you to make a move or waiting for a perfect time to strike? People look up to you, Samuel James. Nothing more than that. You're an example to dozens of kids below you. Stop worrying about useless stuff. It's just to work. But I'm scared, Dad. Can't you see? Sam asked. Maybe we should talk to Rose about it. Absolutely not! The man shouted at him. I won't have you running around telling her what's going on. I don't need any more excuses for her to take you in to her so-called leader and recruiting you. You aren't helping the cause, and that's final. Now stop playing games and go to your room and do what you're told to do. Think I'm playing games? The boy asked sadly. Hurt to know that he had been right all along. Ouch. His father didn't seem to care that his son needed him right now. Well, he was too stubborn to realize it. He was too stubborn to see that he was putting him in even more danger. Exactly what I just said. You heard me, the man said coldly. It was a tone that meant that it was the end of the discussion. Tears formed in the boy's eyes as he walked over to the front door. Not caring that the man's face looked enraged. What do you think you're doing? Going for a walk. I need to think, the boy said, putting a hand on the handle. Step away from the door now, Samuel, the man warned. Otherwise, you'll regret the consequences. What are you going to do? Ground me? Sam asked. Am I already grounded for wanting to help someone, innocent people whom you don't even know? You don't even know that if they are even innocent at all, the man pointed out. And why can't I find out for myself? Sam asked. It's too dangerous for you, the man said. I don't see how it's any bit dangerous, to be fair, the boy said, lifting his chin as he turned a little. People die, boy. People get hurt, or even get killed, because of the YouTubers. Protecting someone in your life means exactly that. You're willing to sacrifice yourself for some hopeless cause anyway, the man sneered. This isn't a game, Sam. You know it just as well as I do. I can't let you help the cause and have you get killed. Why don't you find a safer, not so threatening job, like a speaker or businessman? It'd be better for you. You have to know, he did lose his wife because she did exactly that, giving her life for another YouTuber. I won't say who. That's in the second book. Can I choose who I want to be, Dad? Sam asked. Can I choose what I want to do? It's my life after all. Anything but joining the cause, the man said, his eyes sparkling with anger, or any other dangerous job out there. Sam nodded. It doesn't matter where I go, Dad. Rosa's helping those people, which puts us in danger. Do you want us to get hurt because you're too stubborn to realize that we might be better off being with her? You know nothing about what's going on, boy, and I can't let you go and waste your life away like that, the man said firmly. I don't want to fear my life, Dad. Even if I just know how to use a weapon to defend myself, I'll be fine, Sam replied. But I don't want to be helpless and scared if you turn out to be wrong about that picture. I'm never wrong, boy. Sure, the man sneered. Now, close that door and go to your room. Forget about this YouTuber business. Move on with your life. I can't, Dad, Sam said sadly. I need to think about all this. Alone. Worst thing anyone can do. Do you want to face the consequences of that choice? The man warned. If I have to, the boy said defiantly, opening the door the entire way and running outside, hearing his father calling out to him as he disappeared into the trees, trying his best not to think about all the possible things that could be lurking in the woods around him. He needed to get away, to think about everything that was going on, to clear his head. He wanted to be outside, to explore the world around him, and to figure out what he really wanted. Maybe, if he was lucky, he might even find his aunt. She doubted it, though. She did seem like one that could sneak up on you and easily disappear without a trace. Is known for showing up unannounced. Sam ran on for what felt like forever, not really thinking about what was going on around him as he passed the blur of trees. He'd long past gone off the trail and was running deeper into the woods. Bad idea, but he didn't care. If it meant he could think, he'd find his way back. Finally, after what felt like hours of running, he slowed down to a more manageable walking position or pace. He looked out around at tall trees surrounding him. Maybe dark oak? It certainly was the darkest and densest part of the woods, but he didn't want to think about that. He just wanted to think. The boy let out a sigh, glad he was finally alone, not having his father looking over his shoulder. Sure, he hoped his brother would be okay. He didn't think his father would take it out on his brother. Besides, he'd accepted his punishment, and he would take it when he returned home. He just needed time to think about all the things that had happened over the past few days. But as he walked, he realized that he hadn't really thought about until now. What he had done until now? Yeah, what he had done. What he had done until now. I don't know what happened there. He had gone alone, running far into the woods, where no one would be able to find him. No one knew exactly where he was. What if something happened to him? He shook his head. No, he was just being silly. Why would someone want to come after him? Just a kid. A kid of no importance or threat to anyone. He had nothing to be worried about. He continued walking until he noticed something ahead of him. It seemed to him that there was a small clearing that led to what appeared to be a cave made of mossy stone and vines. Thick vines covered what appeared to be an entrance as the boy walked inside, finding a dimly lit room with lines of chests filled with weapons, armors, and other tools. Guess you could say shields too. But why were these things here? How long had they been here? Why hadn't anyone found this cave before? Suddenly, a beam of light caught the boy's attention, and he looked up to see an opened iron door with light pouring out of it. It wasn't sunlight, but a much brighter white. But what could it be? What would he find? Hello? Is someone there? The boy called, and he shielded his eyes approaching the door. He waited as his eyes adjusted to the light as the room cleared, and the boy could see a room with what looked to be a device of some kind. It was a tall rectangle with light pouring out of it. There appeared to be what looked like controls to the right of it, and as the boy approached it, an unsettling feeling filled him. Where was he? What was this thing? What did it have anything to do with why all the other things were here? He wasn't sure he wanted to find out, but one question lingered more than any other. Did any of this have to do with the plan to destroy the universe? Only going back to there. It looks like you finally come across your first portal, a voice said from behind him. The man... What? He's 16. The boy whirled around to find a tall, broad-shouldered man wearing what looked to be a uniform that was completely black except for blue stripes on his armbands. Just a uniform. The man also wore a black cap, which covered his matted blonde hair. The man's dark eyes sparkled with intrigue as he stepped toward the boy. Who are you? How did you get here? The boy demanded, unsure of what was going on. I followed you here. You did seem to be in quite a hurry to get away from something. Some enemies. What was it? And why would I tell you? The boy snapped. The man laughed. There's no need to tell me now. Now that I have you right where I want you. What do you mean? The boy asked, a feeling of unease filling him again. Okay. Had this man been following him for the past few days, watching and waiting for the best time to strike? Had he just given the man a chance to get to him so willingly? What did he even want with him? My leader would like to see you, boy. After all, he's been waiting to meet the nephew of the woman who keeps stopping him from getting what he wants. This man sneered. Know my aunt? Boy asked back. I would say we're friends. Well, yes. We do know each other in a way, the man scowled. Not that it matters to you. Why does your leader want to see me? The boy asked. The man chuckled and shook his head. Is it obvious, boy? The boy swallowed and his eyes grew wide, realizing that the words that the man wasn't saying. He'd fallen right for the man's trap, and there was no one who could help him. The man was going to take him to his leader and try to use him to get to his aunt. He couldn't let that happen. What can I do? Now, why don't we do this the easy way? The man said with a casual shrug. Surrender, and I don't have to force you to. Surrender willingly. And if I don't? The boy asked, taking a step back, feeling the light particles on his skin as he realized something. Maybe there was a way to get out of this, but it meant he would be separated from the people he knew. Was he willing to risk never seeing them again? No, he would see them again. He had to. He'll suffer the consequences if he doesn't come to die, the man said as he took another step closer. I'm not going anywhere with you, the boy demanded, as he leapt through the portal, unable to hear the man's reply as he felt the world starting to spin, as he fell through the void of light, hauling through nothingness, wondering what he would find on the other side. Probably nothing close to what he knew back at home. Yeah, he'd be in a strange place with strange new discoveries, with a man who wanted to abduct him at his heels. He just hoped this place had a bunch of people on it. People who could help him. Who of those listening would jump through a strange portal to get away from somebody that's chasing you, not knowing if you could possibly fall right into a trap? Who? You gotta be really reckless to do that. Really desperate. Kind of like jumping off the clock tower because you were trapped in your world. Or something like that. To be honest, the current Lovely World series is, I could probably say, is an alternate universe to this one, because you're not gonna see him anywhere in the things. You're not gonna see a helicopter. You're not gonna see a big helicopter flying through the air. Definitely not a spoiler. Yeah. Big helicopter flying through the air. Yeah. It's probably why I wanted to know whether or not the helicopter had been fixed or not. One of those questions that Stampy unintentionally answered. Yes! You have no idea how happy I was to hear that. I'm like, woo! That's one less question I have to ask him. Because he answered it. Unintentionally, of course. I don't have Twitter at the time to ask. Well, that's probably the end of that chapter. We've got chapter 6 down here. Boop. Let's deep think. Yeah. Yeah. They'll meet up very soon. And then, yeah. We'll meet Dan later. I did mention chapter 13. Yeah. He was. In earlier drafts, he had appeared sooner when I had different perspectives, but it just seemed to be jumping everywhere, and it's like, if I can focus on two main perspectives, it would be nice. And so I did. Which meant I had to explain some things, whether subtly or other ways. Like, I can do that fine. I can do that fine. Yeah. And when I'm writing about the lovely world, I have to help her somehow involved. It's really fun to try to get them to communicate. Because I don't give them voices in these stories. Why not? It just feels right. Oh, in my old Hero Need draft, where I combined ideas from this older draft to this series to Hero Need thing, like, yes, they do talk. It just felt weird, and like, it would be a lot more fun if they didn't talk. Yeah. How some of the characters actually talk in there, I can easily try to explain. Like, they're not of the world, even though technically. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. It could be some sort of magical thing, like townspeople are like just kind of like they have some sort of power that they can talk no matter what the rules are. I don't know. I'm just making things up now. Again, it could be something in the lovely world is keeping them from talking as well. And it could not be Stampy's control in doing that. Because apparently a lunar friend can talk this way. You decide. Well, Ollie, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful day. And I will see you all in the next live stream.